The war in Ukraine continues with full intensity. July 18th, 2026. Nothing here is rare anymore. Just an ordinary stretch of front, repeated across a few hundred kilometers. FPV drones cover almost every inch of it now, watching roads, tree lines, open fields all at once. A soldier moves, a drone finds him. Another one, same result, different position. This isn't the exception, it's the routine. Walking toward an ambushed drone without knowing it's there. As he gets close, the outcome becomes inevitable. 2 Russian soldiers spotted inside an abandoned building they've turned into a position. Ukraine's Skelia 425th Unit responds with wave after wave. FPV drones, munitions dropped from above, one strike after another. The building comes apart piece by piece until nothing usable is left standing. A lone Russian soldier wandering the Pokrovsk front, spotted and tracked by 6th Battalion Reconnaissance. An FPV drone is already on the way. He hears it coming and drops flat, playing dead, betting the drone will pass him by. A reasonable instinct, except reconnaissance had already marked him moving minutes earlier. The FPV closes in. At the last moment, he decides to move. By then, it's already too late. An elderly Russian soldier wandering open ground. The last thing he sees is the drone closing in. The soldier right behind him tries a different approach, swinging a stick at the incoming drone. It doesn't work either. Ukraine's Rubaka unit, working through Russian vehicles across the sector, military transport, supply runs, anything moving on this front, stationary or in motion, each one gets found and struck. What this operation demonstrates is the cumulative effect. Every vehicle taken out here means soldiers left without transport, without supplies, without the ability to rotate or reinforce. Stranded on foot in open terrain, they become the easiest targets on the front. A lot of vehicles in this footage, and every single one represents a gap in what Russian forces on the front line will receive. The supply chain doesn't just slow down, it stops delivering. A Russian soldier on the railway tracks, spotting the drone and reaching for his weapon. He never gets it aimed in time. The drone connects before he can fire. Eastern Donetsk. Things aren't going well for Russian forces here. Newly deployed soldiers pushing west in small scattered groups, often alone, no clear tactical coordination. Ukraine's security service controls this sector, and the drone coverage runs around the clock. Hundreds of drones a day, tracking every movement, finding each group before it reaches its objective. The push keeps coming. The results keep being the same. A Ukrainian FPV operator placing a strike on ammunition stored near a structural weak point of a bridge. The resulting explosion takes out the structure entirely. A logistics route Russia depended on, gone in a single precise hit. The ICUAV unit demonstrating exactly what targeted strikes can accomplish. Hidden in the dark, convinced the night offers cover. A thermal drone is already tracking every move. Body heat visible, regardless of what surrounds it. The drone he never sees is already locked on. One of the stranger moments on this front, maybe the strangest yet. Ukraine's 414th Magyar birds spot something through the bushes. Can't quite reach it at first. The drone threads through gaps in the branches, careful, precise, minute after minute of searching. Whatever's in there isn't moving. Eventually, the operator finds the angle, pushes through, and there he is, lying flat, head resting on his arm, like he's just taking a break. The drone gets close enough to fill the frame. He doesn't move, not even then. Lyman direction, still impossible to break through. Signum Battalion holding the line, drone coverage, active across the entire sector. Russian forces keep attempting to push in, building new positions, sending in assault groups. Every attempt runs into the same wall. Soldiers spotted, moving toward Ukrainian lines, vehicles trying to push through supply routes, new positions barely established before drones arrive. Nothing here is getting through. Deep behind Russian lines, kamikaze wing drones from Ukraine's Apache unit finding vehicles directly at logistics hubs. Precise hits, one after another. No position in Russia's rear is out of reach anymore. And every vehicle struck here means one less delivery reaching the front. Fiber-optic drones, sitting in wait along the road. No jamming touches this kind. A vehicle rolls through first, soldiers inside thinking the route's clear. It isn't. The ambush triggers the moment it's close enough. Whatever was moving on, this stretch doesn't move much further. A GBU-62 guided bomb strike on the building housing Russian Rubicon drone operators in Pokrovsk. A direct hit on the facility coordinating drone strikes in this sector. The operators and their equipment gone in a single strike. Medium-range UAVs striking Russian military logistics convoys hundreds of kilometers behind the front line. In the Zaporizhzhia direction, trucks carrying ammunition and military equipment intercepted before they reach the positions they're supplying. The further back the strike reaches, the longer the gap before anything gets through. Ukraine's Vampire Prime crew watching a group of Russian soldiers gathering in one location, waiting until the group is complete before acting. Precise munitions dropped on the position. Survivors move into a nearby tree line, changing location. It doesn't help. Drone operators already have them marked. Rain starts falling. Still no cover. 2 more found in the same operation. Camouflaged shelters discovered and struck at the end of the sweep. The forest that was supposed to hide them stops working the moment it's been seen. Ukraine's 423rd Battalion Scythian Griffins locating a heavily camouflaged Russian tank, likely a T-72, and hitting it with 3 separate drone strikes before it's completely out of action. Reconnaissance finds what Russia tried to hide. 3 strikes to take down what camouflage was supposed to protect. Overnight, Ukrainian drones struck the Wildberries logistics complex in Elektrostal, one of the company's largest warehouse facilities in Russia, a smoke column visible from dozens of kilometers away. Warehouses burning hundreds of kilometers inside Russia. Moscow region and Tambov both hit the same night. Ukraine's first unmanned systems center sends drones deep into Russian territory, targeting logistics facilities tied to Wildberries, one of the country's largest retailers. The Elektrostal site is leveled entirely. In Kotovsk, the fire spreads through the warehouse complex, smoke visible for kilometers. Here's why it matters. Facilities like these move far more than retail goods. The same logistics networks often carry military supplies too, and disrupting them reaches well beyond a single warehouse. A Ukrainian bomber drone with a Russian interceptor right behind it, a direct aerial pursuit. The bomber twists, adjusts course, stays ahead. The interceptor can't close the gap fast enough. The bomber gets through to its target. The sky above this front has its own war running parallel to everything below it. Ukraine's Chimera border unit working through Russian vehicles in the northern Slobozhanska direction. Camouflage nets, shelters, protective covers, none of it stopping the drone operators from finding and striking what's underneath. The shielding Russia relies on keeps failing. 12 substations in 72 hours, part of a total of 83 hit since the start of the month across occupied Crimea and the surrounding region. Ukraine's Magyar Birds run this alongside several other units, working through the grid piece by piece. Koktebel, Kerch, a Kuban Crimea power link, Mariupol, more substations further north in Luhansk and Kherson regions. Different locations, same target type, same result each time. Here's what makes this matter. Knock out enough of these, and repair crews can't keep pace. Backup generators run on fuel that's already scarce. This isn't one blackout. It's a grid being worn down faster than it can be patched back together, station by station, week after week. Sumy direction. Ukraine's 68th Air Mobile Brigade deploying Odin 10 SSE interceptor drones, a specialized version with extended range and enhanced resistance to Russian electronic warfare jamming. These aren't standard FPV drones, repurposed for interception. They're built specifically for this role, hunting Russian UAVs in the sky before they reach their targets. Every drone intercepted here is a reconnaissance mission that fails. An artillery correction that doesn't happen. A strike that never lands. Ukraine's 426th Marine UAS Regiment striking Russian positions in occupied Kherson. FPV drones working through the sector. Fortified positions, personnel, equipment, each one targeted in turn. A Marine unit holding pressure on occupied territory, keeping Russian forces from settling into any position comfortably. Day 1606. Yesterday alone saw 276 separate clashes along the line, most of them concentrated around Pokrovsk and Hulia-Pole. The two sectors absorbing most of the pressure right now, while the rest of the front stays comparatively quiet. Air defense had a full night too, intercepting 69 drones and a guided missile aimed at Ukrainian cities. It wasn't a clean night either. Strikes landed in Kharkiv and Kherson regions, and a cargo vessel took damage in the waters off Odessa. At sea, Ukraine's own campaign kept moving the other direction. 13 more vessels from Russia's Shadow Fleet hit overnight in the Black Sea and Sea of Azov. And today's tally, total losses since the war began, now stand at 1,427,410. In the past 24 hours alone, 1,420 more were added to that count. Day 1606. Two sectors carrying most of the weight and the rest of the map holding for now.